Hey guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Virgo for December 2021. Keep in mind it's general, take what you feel resonates for you and disregard the rest, my friends. Go about today and know that no matter what messages do come through for spirit today or through the cards, it's still up to you, my friends. Your active free will, the choices you make and the steps you take in this world to get whatever your fulfillment is in this world that you'd like to see. And to me, that's personal freedom. It's personal power, and it's something that only you can do because it lies at the tips of your fingers and at the soles of your feet. So use that power to do wisely. I'm going to get into the reading today. I'm going to be bringing in 3 different decks. First off, I have the Shaman's Oracle, and then I also have the Wildwood Tarot, and as a parting message, we'll bring in the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle. I just want to give a big shout out to my subscribers. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you resonate with this or if you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along for this ride. So we're going to call on Spirit. Now I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. Archangel Gabriel is coming through as well, and I'm going to ask for my team of light as well as any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective to join us, to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages that are for the most far-reaching of you, but for the highest good only of everybody watching. No second-rate messages here today, my friends. So let's get some overall spiritual advice Spirit would like to bring through. Thank you. And that was quick. And you get the Ancestor of Illusion. I'm being drawn right away to grab the message from the book, and then we'll pick a few cards from there and see what else comes up. But right away, Spirit was like, this comes from the book. So the Ancestor of Illusion. What I heard is like a lot of truths could be coming to light right now as well. So let me show you the card. And it says, I am the ancestor of illusion. I can show you the true nature of those things around us that may appear to be beautiful, but have a darker side hidden behind them. Life has many aspects that seem other than they truly are. My deep insight can uncover the reality behind this surface sheen. I will walk beside you and ensure that you are not led astray by appearances before you reach your true goal, to your true resting place. Illusions can often trap us very easily. We are only too willing to become ensnared because the truth is something we would find uncomfortable. The ancestor of illusion, here represented by its opposite, the tranquil image of a gazelle drinking waters from the truth, serves to teach us the folly in such willful self-deception. The truth is always available to anyone who is patient enough to stalk it. With this ancestor stepping elegantly by our side, we are led to recognize the beauty of truth and the deceptive character of falsehood. Once we achieve this insight, we will never opt for delusion again. And what I heard is recognizing true friends is at the bottom, return to reality, distractions, presence of false images, the truth that pierces superficiality, acknowledging illusion. So there's a lot of here I heard as fallacy as well. There may be things in our world or falsehoods that we've just allowed for a while that now we're like, not anymore. I can't really live my life this way knowing that I'm just choosing not to see these things in these parts. So if that resonated, let me know. I'd love to hear from you, but I feel like as well you're going to know if this is something that resonates for you. So 2 cards fell out in showing me, and the other one, this one, Dancer of Friendship, flew out hidden. It's also important that this handprint is here. I always think about Arlo from The Good Dinosaur and making his mark. And it took longer than his brother and his sister and his mama and his papa to make his mark, but he did it in his own time and in his own way. And I think that that's really important here. There could be a friendship that this is surrounding. This could be a relationship. What I also heard, because this is not shown or it came out like this, there could be a friendship that you have that could be a real place of solace, I heard, for kind of removing whatever this situation is going on. You have the Dancer of Fear here with the Ancestor of Protection in the reverse. I feel like it's really important because there's a lot of different messages right away that are coming through. First off, fear can be a really important thing. Fear can be important for us on an instinctual level. Some of us may have a fear of really loud running water, things like that, because, and they're bringing me back to Arlo from The Good Dinosaur. If you haven't seen it, sorry, spoiler alert, his father gets swept away with heavy rains. But this could be something that our ancestors knew and they've taught us, or it was something so deeply ingrained that now we hear that noise and we're like, you know what, we shouldn't rush towards this, or we should figure out where it's coming from and make sure that we're safe. But I think that there's definitely those points of knowing when we could be experiencing physical danger and peril, or even sometimes, we have this instinctual knowledge that we're a little more leery of predatory animals when we're out in the woods or things like this, bears. And this is also because we hold this collective knowledge that these animals could be dangerous. There is another thing of where our ancestors would tell us these stories for our protection. There's something else here though, where there's fear, and this may be where someone can't protect you from this. This could be what I heard is coming from like the mass media. For many of you, you may be very, very critical. I heard doctrine as well, like critical doctrine. So it may be kind of ingrained within you to try and see the truth beyond delusion, to know that a lot of times what we see, especially in the media, that is something that is being presented to us, and it is up to us as free thinking, fact checking, finding the correct sources though, to kind of figure out through this muddled water. I heard distraction as well. So there's a lot of different things, they're even bringing me back. I don't want to use the current example, but they're bringing me back to Cold War days and McCarthyism in the United States and many places in Canada, around the world, and how, just this idea of sending fear into people and hating others, basically, is what I'm hearing. It's just that there's also this way of othering people. So there also is something here similar to that about persecution as well. For some of you, you may have a friend going through this, and this is kind of what you're seeing. For some of you, I did not see Dancer of Lies here, but for some of you, I felt like there was lies here. This is going to go, I think, many ways for different people. The Ancestor of Protection being in the reverse. Ancestor of Illusion. Ancestor of Protection is I am the Ancestor of Protection. I guard the spirit of the one who invokes my power, keeping him or her true to their innate sense of being. I bring strength and energy to those who call upon me and guide them to find a safe harbor for the journey. I stand as a primal ancestor of the companion on the hardest paths you travel. As you embark on my new enterprise, on any new enterprise, I will stay behind you and protect you from the assaults of opponents or detractors. So this talks about strength, guardianship, fearlessness, which is wonderful actually that it came out beside fear. But being in the reverse, I feel like as well, this is the point of not just understanding fearlessness, but this is like, for some of you I heard COVID measures. But for some of you, this is protective measures. Many of you may be taking extra precautions right now. And I think that this is also outside of the current circumstances we're living in, but this is what I heard is predating fear, something that you may have been living with. It says, one who walks with you at your side in times of need. One thing that I also heard is that for many of us, we may not actually be calling upon our ancestors. We may not actually be asking for, our guidance and our protectors to be walking beside us. And this is what I heard as Spirit Walker. Many of us may be really requiring right now a little extra guidance and protection. I like to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron as well, just helping you identify and connect with your power is what I heard with Metatron. But Archangel Michael, I feel like it's not that you can be fearless, but he's going to help take away those fears, help you know that you are safe, you're protected, and you are loved. So call on your divine protectors, call on your ancestors as well, I feel like, and ask them for protections in these hard times and the times going forward. And seek out friendships that help brighten your day and make your life better. So got the Wildwood Tarot here, please, Spirit. Can you give me a little bit of tarot wisdom for Virgo? It's the Fool, baby. Step out on your own. That's what I heard. Go into the unknown. Go into the places where you see this rushing water, whereas in other times it may have been something to be fearful and mean danger. This, maybe you've practiced this many, many times, and it's not like it's rushing in out of nowhere. There is a rainbow here, meaning that I feel like you'll find peace once you step onto those rocks. It's taking those first steps that are really, really scary, but they're the most important, because if you don't take that first step from land, how are you going to get to the other side? How are you going to get to move on? This is exciting times ahead of you. Tell me about this Wanderer, please, this Fool energy, Spirit. Give me a little bit of wisdom and guidance. Is the Seven of Vessels with mourning. And I think that this is mourning whatever illusions or fallacies or falsehoods that you've kind of been seeing and are acknowledging and realizing that, well, these are no longer parts of my life. Even if something's not good for us and we release it, we're going to go through a period of mourning because it meant a lot to us. So you have here the Ancestor, this number 5, making a choice to make a change and to step through here. This one, I believe, is Imbolc, so just before, let me check, Imbolc, 5, February 1st. Standing in between winter and spring. Starting to thaw out, starting to get warmer. Kind of time to get out of the slumber and make a decision on which way are we going to go. Being a number 5 as well. So I love that this comes out with the Wanderer as the Fool. Going, we know it's time to make a change. It's time to turn this wheel. It's time to crank up the tunes and drive for some of you. You have the 4 of Stones with protection in the reverse. And you have the 2 of Stones with challenge. This is 2 protections. Ancestor of protection and the 4 of Stones and protection in the reverse. For some of you, there may be something happening where you do not feel safe, and if it involves physical violence or something like that, I definitely say to you, my friends, please seek support. Talk to your friends or loved ones. If someone is I heard beating on you or hitting you, and this is happening all the time, you're worth so much more than this, and there's no shame. There's absolutely no shame that it's happening. What needs to happen is when you see through what's happening, you get help and you get out. And it may suck, it may really, really suck, but this is codependent nature. This is something that we've somehow confused love for the situation that we're in, and our worth has, I heard, been depleted. Here's this point where if you are seeing through fallacies, this could again even just be within a friendship, but if there is something with this fear, if there is somebody, using threats or something like that and inflicting fear in you, making you feel unsafe and rocking your stability, I heard the words I hear are implore you to get to safety, to get out of this situation, because there's nothing worth this. The 2 of Stones here as well, there could have been a lot of combativeness, and I heard fighting in the past as well. This to me is over resources, and I think that often you can see these 2 hairs as maybe a mating and who's the better, but in this relationship, I don't feel like there really should be a competition there, and it may be a situation where the guard is just never dropped, because you can't be vulnerable, you can't be open, you can't be honest, because every time you do this stuff, this is what comes to you. And I truly feel like your pathway to freedom, your bridge to freedom, it comes from walking away. I heard going no contact for some of you. This could even be, like I said, this could be at home. This being the 4 of Stones, this is about our stability at home, protection at home, where Mama Deer stuck her fawn. If something at home, if home doesn't feel safe to you, we need to change that by changing homes, by ending a relationship if that is what's going to do it. I also heard, for some of you, you may be dealing with, I pick up a lot of narcissistic individuals and patterns is what I heard here, but where it's just going to be a battlefield and a war zone every time you try and speak up for yourself. So rather than withering away in this connection or in this relationship and allowing this person to get what they want and treat you like garbage and treat you like shit, and maybe they're not treating you like garbage and maybe they're not treating you like shit, but I feel like it's not what you're worth, not what you're worthy of. There's a blue down here with this 2 of stones and challenge. The truth is going to come out. It needs to be where the clarity is brought in. This gazelle drinking water, knowing that what it is seeing as the reflection is not the truth. That mirror, it's not true either. When we look in a mirror, it's not who we are, it's a reflection of who we are. No, only other people can see our face. Even when we take a selfie, it's not exactly who you are and what you look like. It's pretty dang close, but it's not the same. The bottom of the deck we have here is the Ace of Stones and the Foundation of Life. And the Lovers on the bottom. 8 of Skill in the reverse. For some of you, that is just more confirmation to me that removing yourself from like a false situation or a romantic or home life that is no longer not appealing. I did hear appealing because this kind of connection wouldn't be very appealing, but it's no longer watering you. It's no longer feeling like home either. You have the 4 of Bows here with the King of Arrows. Celebration. What I did here with this Ace of Stones, and my ego self didn't want to say it, was false twin. For some of you, what you could have been living in is a false connection. What I also heard was somebody who has known in the past what to say and enough to lure you in or to keep you there, but it's just not all panning out, okay? But there's a brand new start here. If you're receiving this message, okay, this Dancer of Friendship, this could be that as you're moving out of situations that are no longer meant for you, Spirit's bringing in what's for you. So remember when I said at the beginning here, there may be a friend that brings a lot of solace to you at this time because they've seen this. They may have witnessed this from the very beginning of your connection, after. They may have seen a lot of fighting. What I heard is too, there may have been points where your friends too, at some point, you felt like you couldn't even talk to your friends because this cycle had been going on so long that they didn't want to hear about it anymore. For some of us, this is really where it shows us who our true friends are as well, because obviously they're suffering, right? There's something on our part, and it is hard, I'm sure from a friend's standpoint as well, when we witness our friends going to toxicity or to something that's not worthy of them over and over again. It's hard, but you know what? We don't have any right to, weigh in on those choices. We all have choices like this to make. So I feel like if somebody may have been getting in your way as well, but there's so much brand new. I don't want to focus on any more of that negative because it is so time to go. And it's not that it's negative, but I feel like it's something that is prominent, okay? They're drawing me back to this Dancer of Fear, and I got a dirty mind, all right? But I honestly see these as like testicles and a boner, but all red, which is like pumped up, amped up testosterone. Not in a good way. Okay? So I feel like there's all that, right? And you may have this pumped up, amped up testosterone around you, or this energy who is very deceptive and likes to tell lies, and you see through this. And once you see through this, there's this choice in love. This could be a Gemini with the Lovers, but it's more a new start and a choice on what are we going to consider love. For many of us, with this 1111 card, this Four of Bows, for some of you, the words I heard were, again, twin flame. And I don't like to really give labels on that because, again, you know, that energy, I feel like it's something that should not be manipulated either. I definitely feel like, and where I'm hesitating to even want to use these words is because I kept hearing false twin. And then to see this one in spirit go, well, it's next to this one. We want to call it that, this twin energy. But I feel like what's important here with this Knight of Arrows is to not see a twin relationship as necessarily meaning it has to be romantic. There can be romantic aspects, absolutely, but I feel like it's not to lose sight of the fact that it's more of a spiritual connection. And what I actually heard was the word brotherhood for some of you. This, I feel like with this Knight of Arrows, this hawk, this is seeing things from the past with a little bit of a higher perspective as well with mourning here. Seeing things, for many of you, I feel like this, if that false twin and twin thing resonated, somebody may have tried really manipulating you with this situation. Again, trying to use that label as something to keep you. And I feel like the best course of action here is to just focus on yourself and to be loving and giving and kind with yourself, to figure out what stones you would like to place. And there definitely could be wedding bells in your future with the Lovers. And this Four of Wands, a lot of times you see the Four of Wands with the wedding bells. This one, I think it's wonderful because it's beautiful, hot, steamy, spicy celebration. Something that brings a lot of fire. But this is done in a very, very mature way. And I think it is because you choose, man. You choose to set yourself free and to set sail and to get out of something that makes you feel like you're not protected. So let's get a little bit of parting wisdom from the Wisdom of the Tree Oracle for Virgo, please, or anyone who's resonated. And you get Ginkgo. And Spirit's telling me to take the bottom of the deck, which is Camphor. What I heard right away is just breathe, because camphor is often used to help treat respiratory ailments. It is helpful for giving us that moment just to catch our breath, is what I heard. So let's get first off to Ginkgo. And it says, memory. I offer you a link to eternity. Look at my leaves, and you will see the moment of my birth and the time before man. I am the silent witness of the past. I am the living memory of the planet. Have you forgotten something important? Perhaps it has slipped your mind because you subconsciously want to ignore it, or because it challenges you. Think about what it might be, then take constructive action to address it. Just let me get to camphor, but I want to say to you as well, if when I was talking about the toxic relationship, that resonated. Again, I want to stress that I don't want you to feel shame for being in that situation. For many of us too, to get out of those situations, it takes years, sometimes it takes lifetimes. But this could be also because we've conditioned ourselves to say it's not that bad, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. And that this is where I feel like it's time really when we start to the memories come back. This is moving past the illusions that we've created for ourselves. And I think as well, if you also resonated with the part where you're in this relationship and like you're telling your friends and they don't want to hear about it anymore, and it's like you feel like, well, where do you have to turn to? You almost feel trapped and stuck in this relationship. I feel like it's just really important now to know that you're protected to get out, and what I heard is to walk away. For many of you guys, I also heard some guys with this, when with illusion, some people may be like gaslighting you as well and telling you that what you remember is just not true. And I feel like this is really important. What I heard is document. If something happens or if something is said, write it down. If there's a text sent to you or something, screenshot it. And next time you're in this sort of you're with this energy, and what I heard is combative energy, you have everything right there. You know. It's not that you made this up. Fucking happened. So I think it's really important as well just to know that somebody may have used a lot of fear tactics against you in the past, and there's a huge healing that is going to need to come from all of this. And for some of you, it really is going to be really moving through layers and layers of memories. So let's get the camphor. Okay. Sorry guys, this is trying to find it, and there's two places where camphor could be. Okay, so camphor, clarity. Wow. Also, once we start removing some of the trauma response and we allow ourselves to see these memories, we're gaining a little bit more clarity as well, because we've also grown and matured from those memories, from the things that have happened then. We see these with a little bit more mature eyes, so to speak, with this night as well. For some of you, this is also communication. I definitely feel like there could be a lot of communication that comes in, giving kind of clarity on things. So camphor is, I teach you the importance of seeing situations clearly. Not only such your mind, but also with your heart. This will enable you to look beyond the way things appear to be in order to see how they really are and find peace and understanding. Set aside some time to be by yourself, then practice some slow and steady breathing. This will help you to clear your mind so that your difficulties become easier to analyze and you gain greater understanding. I think that this is really important, and I'm really glad that it came through here, because all of the clarity and all of the good things here, there's so much good stuff. And it is, I think, once you're removing yourself from kind of the past situations and you're starting to gain more clarity, and once we start to heal, it's going to have a huge impact on what you allow into your life moving forward. And what I want to say to you, and what I heard when I first saw this card again too, is who would you want to hand pass with? If you have to tie your hand to someone and you want to be bound to them for the rest of your life, you want to make sure that this person is worthy of you. Not jumping towards someone because they give us, oh, I love you, right? Because I think a lot of us may have had that in the past too, that people knew how to use those words to manipulate. I heard especially if we've been the ones that use those words first. So there's a lot of that going around, and I just definitely feel like making sure that you get these points in time and clarity for yourself. Do what it says. Take some deep breathing exercises and allow yourself just moments to feel at peace. And when things come up that need to be released, mourn and release them, because brighter days are ahead with brand new futures and with people who are your tribe and who are meant to be in your life to help and to inspire you and to create. And what I heard also was to explore your passion. So that's the message I have, guys. I hope it resonated. I love you all. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. My information is in the description box. But I'm also, you can find me at Grassroots_evolution_tarot. I love you all. And I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.